Hey guys, how's it going? This is Mike from M&R Automotive. Today we have a 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 and we've installed the M&R ditch light kit in either the standard or the Pro. So let's review what you get with the M&R ditch light kit. We get a set of either the standard or the Pro Series ditch lights. We get U-cradles, mounting hardware, a wiring harness to bridge the two lights, the passenger and the driver, together and bring it to a power source. And there's two grounding straps. So whether you choose the standard or the Pro Series lights, the installation process is the same. So I'm going to install one of each so you guys can see which one you like best. I got the standard light here and I'm going to attach the U-cradle to it. So I'm going to slide it from the bottom, but you can see there's a hole and a slot. The slot goes towards the back of the light and that helps with aiming it. So I'm going to line it up with the bolt holes. I'm going to insert the large Allen bolt in the center and the small Allen bolt right behind it. We'll do the same thing here and we'll tighten it. So align the large bolt down the center and a small bolt right behind it. So now we can tighten them up a little bit. We'll do the final tie down on the vehicle after we get everything installed. Perfect. So this is an assembled standard pod. So now let's do the same thing with the Pro. All right, so for the Pro lights, there's these two pockets that we have to put these nuts in. So when we pick up the nut, there's a coned edge. The coned edge is towards the center, so that way we can screw a nut from the side. So we're gonna drop it in the pocket. That's one. Same thing on this side. The cone is gonna be towards the inside of the light. Drop it in the pocket. We're gonna grab this U-cradle, and these notches in the U-cradle, those are facing towards the front of the light. So I'm gonna slide it in like this. And I'm going to use the supplied hardware from the sides to install the pods to the U-cradle. I'm going to use the Allen key just to tighten it up. Like I mentioned before, after the pods are installed on the brackets and on the truck, that's when we're going to angle them and align them. Awesome. So now we can go to the truck and install the M&R brackets. So these two slots are going to be connected to the factory bolts on the hood hinges, and the pods are going to be installed on these openings of the brackets. So let's start with the driver's side and I'll show you how to mount it. Alright, so the two nuts that we're going to remove on the hood hinges are number 1 and number 2, and we're going to use a number 13 socket. So that's number 1 and that's number 2. So now I'm going to get the driver's side bracket and I'm going to thread these two openings onto these studs. And we're going to secure them with the two nuts that we removed. So once you have the bracket on, you can see that the tab is pointing outward. And as far as movement of the bracket, you can slide it up and down. You want to have it as close to the hood on this edge as possible, so that way when it ties down, it doesn't leave a gap. And now we're going to secure it. So I want to show you guys there's a small gap in between the hood and the bracket. And the main reason you want to keep it as small as possible is if you leave this piece slid over, when you close the hood, it's going to press on this plastic. So you want to scoot the bracket all the way forward before you tighten the nuts. So now that we installed the driver's side bracket, let's do the same thing on the passenger side. So now we're on the passenger side and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to remove these two nuts. That's 2. We're going to slide our passenger side bracket onto those studs and secure it with the factory hardware. We're going to scoot the bracket all the way closest to the hood and we're going to secure those nuts. So now that the mounts are installed, we can install the pods on them. So before we install the pod, I want to emphasize that our design made the brackets really low profile to the hood. So that way that the pod, when installed, is not set up really high, that it's nice and flush and sleek looking. So I'm going to install the Pro Series light on the passenger side, and I'm going to install a standard light on the driver's side just to show you guys the difference. So we already have the pod assembled with the U-cradle. I'm going to slide the supplied hardware through the U-cradle. So I got the bolt through the U-cradle. We're going to install it onto the mount, and I'm going to use a supplied nut to secure it from the bottom. Alright, so we're going to put the light onto the bracket and secure it with a supplied nut. So now with 2 wrenches, I'm going to go ahead and tighten it. So for the brackets, you do have adjustability on the slot. You can bring them inward, you can bring them outward, you can also point them out. So it all depends on personal preference and what you intend to use the lights for. So I like them facing forward, at least for now. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten them in this position. Now let's go do the driver's side. Same thing as the passenger side. We're gonna have the supplied hardware. We're gonna thread it through the U-cradle. So with the supplied hardware through the U-cradle, we're gonna secure this onto the M&R mount. And same thing like the passenger side, there is a rail that you can slide the light forward and backwards, and you can also tilt it left and right based on your liking. Now let's do the wiring. So now that the pods are installed, now we're going to bridge them together using the supplied wiring harness. So with the wiring harness, you get 2 grounding straps. That's for the black wire of the pods. And you get 1 wiring harness that has a Y intersection in the middle of it. So depending on what side your power source is going to be, that's where you want to have that Y intersection of the 2 harnesses. That's where it splits. So for us, that's going to be the passenger side. So we're going to have that Y split on the passenger side. One of the ends of the harness is going to go to the driver's side, and the other end of the harness is going to go to a power source. If your vehicle is equipped with factory auxiliary switches, you can connect your wiring to those auxiliary switches. If your vehicle is not equipped with factory auxiliary switches, such as the truck that we're working on today, we're going to use the M&R wireless wiring controller. So let me show you how to assemble the controller, and I'm going to show you how to connect them to it. You get your operation manual, you get your stickers for the wireless remote. There's a remote, there's the actual controller, a magnetic pad for the remote. You use the 3M tape to put this pad in somewhere inside the cab, and then it'll just stick and then create a base for the remote. You get some mounting zip ties, and we get a bag of hardware. You get a master fuse, and this is 100 amp. You get a fuse holder, and when you take the cover off, that's where we're going to connect the master power wire. So let's go ahead and connect the fuse. I'm going to go ahead and unscrew these 2 bolts. Take off the top washer. I'm going to go ahead and slide the fuse here, and we're going to also connect the 2 terminals. So inside the baggie you get 2 red wires. This is going to be our power wires. You get a ground wire. Also get an ACC wire. It's an optional feature. We're actually not going to use this ACC wire for this project because the fuse size is different, so we're going to put it away. So now that we're installing the master fuse for the fuse box, we're going to go ahead and connect the 2 power wires, one on each side. We're going to use the washer and the nut that we previously removed. On the second end, we do the same thing. We're going to connect the terminal. We're going to put a washer, a lock washer, and a nut. One end inside the box, one end to the battery, and there's a fuse in the middle. So let me show you how to connect this wire into this box. Let's go ahead and take off the 4 bolts. And if you look inside, there's a battery plus and a battery minus tag. So the red wire is going to go to the battery plus. We're going to unscrew this. I'm going to slide the terminal underneath it like that, and we can tighten it. Now that the positive is ready, we're going to do the same thing for the ground. It's a small terminal here. So now we have this unit assembled, and we can connect it to the battery of the truck. So now we're in the engine bay. The M&R wireless wiring controller is assembled, and we have to provide it with a power and ground to the battery. I'm going to go ahead and lift off this cover from the battery. So this is a positive terminal, and it's a number 13 nut. We're going to loosen it. We're going to slide our positive terminal underneath it, and we're going to tighten it. That's going to provide power to the module. All right, that's done. We're going to close this, and we're going to do the same thing with the ground, and that's going to be directly to the negative terminal of the battery. And it's a number 10. Swap out the sockets. We're going to get our terminal under it, and we're going to tighten it. So now on the module, you have a solid green light. This indicates that the module has power and ground. All right, let's talk about the wiring. So the pods come with 3 wires. There's a red wire, which is the power to the main function of the light. In this case, it's going to be the powerful white light. There's a black wire, which is the ground, and there's a white wire, which is a power wire for the amber DRL function. It's the low intensity amber light that you can drive around with. So what we're going to do, our wiring harness provides 2 power sources. So we're going to match red to red, white to white. So I'm going to grab the wiring harness, start with the red one first. We're going to grab and crimp the red wire to the harness. tug on it to make sure you have a nice crimp. So now that we crimped the red wire, we're gonna crimp the white. So I'm gonna use my crimping tool. I'm gonna put the white wire in there and I'm gonna crimp it. And that leaves us with the black wire. So along with the wiring, you're gonna have 2 grounding straps, one for each pod, one driver, one passenger. And we're gonna crimp it, the black wire to the black cable of the pod. So I'm gonna get on my crimping tool. So let's find a good spot to ground it. So there's a bolt right here that we can use. So I'm gonna take this bolt out, slide that bolt through the eyelid of our grounding strap and reinstall it. So this is one of the sides of the harness. Now let's go to the passenger side, and that's where we're gonna have the Y intersection. So on the passenger side, we have the Pro Series light, and it's the same color scheme. We have the black ground, we have the red, which is the power to the main function, and the white wire, which is the amber DRL. So we'll do the same thing, red to red. And on this side of the harness, this is where that Y intersection I have. That's where the split comes. So we crimp the white, the red. Now we're gonna crimp the white. And we also have a grounding strap for the black wire. Okay. On the passenger side, we can ground it either directly to the battery since everything's close here, or for example, we can use one of the fender bolts. I'm going to take it out, we're going to slide it through the eyelid, and we're going to reinstall it. So this leaves us to the end of the wiring harness, where it's designed to be either connected to factory auxiliary switches. Because this truck is not equipped with factory auxiliary switches, we're actually going to take these off, and we're going to connect them to the wireless controller that we're going to be using. I'm going to strip the wires, and we already have the wireless controller assembled. So now that I have my wiring, quick reminder, red's going to be the powerful white light, the white's going to be the amber backglow. I'm going to slide the wires into the module from the bottom. The reason there's a slot there is because it's going to have a cover after. The red wire, we're going to put that on channel number 3. So powerful white light is going to be channel number 3. And for example, the amber backglow, it's going to go on channel number 7. So let's start with the Pro. We're going to hit channel number 7. So this is the amber backglow feature. And notice the whole light is illuminated amber. And with channel number 3, you get the powerful white light. And this is the standard lights. Amber backglow, notice it's not fully illuminated, it just has 2 amber strips and powerful white light. So the main difference between the 2 lights is the fact that the amber backglow is fully lit on the Pros, where on the standard it only has the stripes. They're both 40 watts, so they both provide a tremendous amount of light. The standard are more of a spot beam pattern, where the Pros are more of a driving beam pattern. You can't go wrong with either kit. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got the confidence that you need to install this product yourself. You guys are going to absolutely love it.